Hey guys, welcome to the Titanium Vault. I'm your host, RJ Bates III, and today I am going to show you how we are currently virtually dispoing properties nationwide. I'm going to break it down and make it a very simple process for you guys. This is one of the many different ways that we dispo properties, and this is not going to be the simple forms of dispositions that anybody out there can come up with, like the posting on Craigslist or posting within the local Facebook groups or utilizing Facebook Marketplace. I'm actually going to show you a system that you can replicate all across the United States, as well as it's you taking action. You're not waiting on buyers to come to you. You're going to be actively reaching out to them. I wanted to do this because I've done a ton of videos showing you how to acquire properties virtually across the United States. I mean, we did the 50-day challenge, 53 days live of me showing you how I was acquiring using nothing but batch leads, right? But I've also talked pretty openly and honestly about the fact that, yes, we love batch leads, batch dialer, batch driven, all of the batch products, right? But I've also been pretty open and honest about the fact that we also utilize the systems like PropStream and Propelio. And so today, what I want to show you is how we utilize Propelio to dispo properties virtually across the United States, okay, and how you can replicate it yourself. Now, if you're watching on YouTube, I'm going to share my screen and you're going to be able to see it. If you're listening on Spotify or iTunes or something along those lines, I am going to verbally walk you through the process, but I do recommend you go to YouTube, search RJ Bates III, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and then also you'll be able to watch this video so you can kind of see hands-on exactly what I'm doing, okay? Now, to give you an idea of what we are currently doing inside of our business, we have 17 properties under contract right now, okay? And going back to the acquisition side of things, what I've shown you is when I pull the data, my goal with the initial campaign within the data that I pull is going to be somewhere between 1 to 3 contracts per campaign that we're running, okay? And the reason why I stand by those numbers is because when we pull the list, okay, we are trying to niche it down somewhere close to 2,000 to 3,000 records. If we can get to that, if we can get to say 2,500 records, what we see across the United States is that on average, 2,500 text messages leads to 1 contract, okay? That is just a generic nationwide KPI that we've developed, okay? Now what you'll see is in some of these markets that I'm about to share, because they are lower barrier to entry, we have more contracts than that. So maybe in some of them we have 2 to 3 contracts, and then also some of those are JV deals that people have brought to us that they're running their campaigns on. So currently, right now, we are dispoing or have dispoed, okay, 3 contracts in Oklahoma, 1 in Missouri, 1 in Tennessee, 2 in Pennsylvania, 2 in Florida, 2 in Indiana, 2 in Alabama, 2 in Texas, 2 in Michigan, okay? So I've shown you acquisitions wise how we go about that process. If you haven't seen those, go back and watch those videos. Watch those first, very important. If you're now at the point where it's like, okay, RJ, I created a lot of chaos. I have properties under contract all across the United States. Now what do I do? All right, I'm struggling in the dispositions aspects of things. Okay, so we have essentially 3 to 4 statuses that we put properties in once we have a signed contract, okay? The first status is new contract, okay? New contract, what we have to do within that status is gain access to the property and schedule the initial inspection of the property, okay? That is what we're doing inside of that status. Once we have scheduled the inspection, and we have gained access, whether that be it's a vacant property and we're putting a lot box, or there's a tenant and we have a date that we're going, or owner occupied, whatever it is, once we schedule that, it then moves to recon. Okay, so in reconnaissance or recon, okay, that status, that's when we're actually going to see it for the first time. We're going to get pictures taken of it, and we're really going to verify that the condition of the property is exactly what the seller told us. Because remember, during our acquisitions, we're never actually seeing the property. We're buying all of these and we're making all of our offers sight unseen, okay? Now, once we have gained access to the property, we've taken pictures of it, verified, all right, they said it's in good condition. It is in good condition. It's exactly what we thought it was. Now we move to the dispositions. So dispo status. This is when we are going to identify who are our cash buyers. We're actually going to take action in that. That's what I'm about to show you how we do that, okay? And then once we've identified our buyers, we've received our offers, and we've signed an assignment, it moves to sold, and then it moves to the transaction coordinating process, which is a whole separate aspect of the business. So with that being said, let's move on to the dispositions, okay? So now I'm going to share my screen with you, and I'm going to show you Propelio and how we do this, okay? So here we have, oh, sorry about that. Here we have the Propelio screen, okay? On the left, we have List Builder. We click on that. We click on Cash Buyers right here in the middle. And utilizing one of the examples we have a property in Fayetteville, Tennessee, okay? So we're going to type in right here, Fayetteville, Tennessee. Did I misspell something? I must have. Fayetteville. Well, obviously I don't know how to spell Fayetteville. So let's use St. Joseph's, Missouri. There we go. All right, so in the geography, just typing in the city and the state. On the financials, what you could do here is you could put a generic amount that's close to the property that you're trying to dispose. So on this, the property that we are selling in St. Joseph's, Missouri, I believe is 80,000. So let's say we do minimum 60,000 to 135,000. Okay. Recent deal after. So you can choose how far back you want. And as you can see down here on the bottom right corner, it's showing you how many buyers it's already identified within the system. So let's go back 2 years. Let's go to May of 2019 and a minimum deal count of 2. This gives us 15 matches here, okay? Doesn't sound like a whole lot, right? It's kind of like, man, RJ, it's only 15 people. Let's preview the list, though. Let me show you why this is sexy and why I think that Propelio's system here is quite possibly far superior than anything you can do inside a batch or prop stream in this aspect of the business, okay? So right here, Clinton Ship, average deal 20,000, volume 60,000 in 3 deals. His last deal was in July of 2019. All right, Jennifer Larkin, you can see right here, average deal 11,000, done 21 deals, last deal June of 2020. And you can scroll down and you can see exactly how active these buyers are. Look at this, Nation Star Mortgage, 972 deals. It's crazy. Then you're finding the smaller mom and pops, 2 deals. All right. Look at this. Just closed the deal May of 2020. Okay, I thought it was 2021. But as you're scrolling down, you're able to see. If you're not getting enough data here, you can always go back and you can edit the criteria on here however you want. So you see, we've actually done this 3 days ago. We did one in Fayetteville, Tennessee. 4 hours ago, we just did one in Indianapolis, Indiana. Now, you're not able to see that screen anymore after this, just a preview of the list. But once you have generated the list, what I recommend is because the benefit of using Propelio here is it's showing you the volume, the average deal size, and when the last time that cash buyer actually bought a deal. Okay, when you're able to see that, you can identify which ones you want to do to create a list. And so Propelio, for their monthly charge, which I believe it's $98 a month, will allow you to pull up to 5,000 records a month. So to me, Propelio is a great tool to be very targeted with your cash buyers and your dispositions. So you can come in here and you can choose exactly which buyers you want to pull the list of. Okay. Now, if you're following my acquisition strategies here, you should have a subscription to batch leads. Okay. So when you pull this and you download this list inside of Propelio, they give you two options for skip tracing. You can either skip trace through batch or you can skip trace through Skip Genie. I recommend using batch. And what I recommend is you actually download this list, export it out of Propelio, import it into your batch lead system, and skip trace it within batch leads. Now you're asking yourself, why, RJ? I mean, what's the difference here? If it's batch skip tracing right there inside of Propelio, why not do that? Well, a couple different reasons. If you have an account with batch leads already, you're getting discounted skip tracing. So if you do it on side of Propelio, it's going to cost you 15 cents per skip trace. If you have a batch leads account, then you're probably paying somewhere between 10 to 14 cents. That will add up over the course of time. So I do recommend you download that list, save it inside your Propelio, and then import it into your batch leads and then skip trace it. Once you've done that, what I recommend is I would actually export it again outside of batch leads, and I would import it into your batch dialer. And then you are not going to do the predictive dialing. You're going to do the preview dialing, and you're going to individually dial those sellers or those buyers. And you're going to have that list of how many deals they've done printed off right in front of you, and you're going to know exactly what they've done, how many deals they've done, what their average deal size was, when the last time they bought a deal. And now you're having a very educated conversation with that cash buyer. So I'm very much about the spray technique when it comes to acquisitions, right? We want to own all of the data. We want to talk to every seller, but not when you're dispoing, because I only need one cash buyer for my deal. So I want to be very targeted with it. And that's why I love using Propelio for the disposition side of things, where we can sit down and we can look at this list and identify, hey, these are 10 main buyers in St. Joseph's, Missouri, which, by the way, I don't know anything about St. Joseph's, Missouri. This is a lead that came in through our pay-per-click nationwide campaign. So we don't know anything about it. We weren't particularly going after that deal, but it came in and we were able to buy deep enough where we feel comfortable taking this action right here, utilizing Propelio system. So that being said, if you are interested in doing this within your business, down below in the description, in the show notes, there is a link where you can get a free trial to Propelio. I recommend you try it out. I think this is a very valuable tool. If you're going to be doing virtual wholesaling, especially in unknown markets, why not give this a try right here? You could text through batch leads to them. You could cold call them. You could just individually dial them from your cell phone if you don't have a dialer, whatever it is. This is one of the best ways to virtually dispo your properties nationwide. All right, guys. I hope that was actionable advice. I hope it's something that you can act on right now, implement within your business. Check out Propelio. Use the link in the show notes below. Thank you so much for tuning in. And again, remember, if you're listening on iTunes or Spotify, go check out this video on YouTube so you know what we're talking about. You can see me sharing my screen and showing you exactly how to use it inside of Propelio. And if you're listening on those platforms, also remember to rate and review. Give us a 5-star review. If you're watching on YouTube, give us a like. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Thank you guys so much. We'll see you guys next time.